If you're a company that spends a lot of money on cloud, there is a massive opportunity right now in the cloud space that you probably haven't heard of before. And in this video, I'm going to go over what it is and how you can utilize it to massively reduce the amount of money you spend on cloud per month, especially if you're on AWS and GCP, without doing any technical changes, without wasting your engineers' time trying to optimize your cloud spend, without doing any SaaS signups that might work or might not and will cost you a lot of money and onboarding headaches. And this is a method that you probably haven't heard of before because the providers don't have any incentive to promote them. But it's something that is being actively used every day to reduce spend for companies that are using a lot of money on cloud, especially if you're really strong on AI and the compute is costing you a lot of money. This is going to be a game changer that will save you tons of money. So this opportunity that I'm talking about, is something you haven't heard of before, I'm pretty sure, and it's using commercial offers. That thing basically is using the position of resellers, companies who buy a lot of cloud in bulk, and get them to pass the savings they get by buying in bulk to you, and using their certifications and relationships with the providers to get them to save you a lot of money. So in this video, I'm going to go over all of the opportunities you can use to massively reduce your cloud bill without doing any technical changes, simply by negotiating with the cloud provider. And I really believe you're going to get a lot of value from this because it's stuff that you just probably won't find online by searching how to reduce your cloud bill. So before I get into this, I'm going to explain my background and how I know all of this secret sauce that you haven't heard of before and why you should listen to me. So my name is Neta and I run a lead gen agency, and I work with cloud partners who have advanced or premier tier certifications who resell cloud to companies like you. What I found out is after working with a lot of B2B offers and selling a bunch of different stuff, I saw that cloud partners have literally probably the best offer in the entire B2B space because they basically get you free stuff that saves you a lot of money and you don't pay for anything, and it's being entirely compensated by the cloud provider. So let's get into what actually works and what you're actually getting from cloud resellers and why their offers are unbeatable, and the only catch you should be aware of before closing the video and looking for a cloud reseller who can save you money. So let's get to what the actual opportunity is. So think about that. If you go to AWS and let's say your cloud bill per year is $1 million, you can go to AWS and tell them, hey, let's put $1 million up front and give us a discount for committing for a year. And AWS will probably give you 10, 20, sometimes up to 40% discount on your cloud bill depending on your situation. So that's like an immediate way you can save money. If you didn't know about this, you can just do it right now. You can close the video, but there is a better way to do that by using cloud resellers. So a lot of resellers will want to get you signed under the reseller agreement. So think insurance, where you have an insurance broker where you sign under him and the broker gets premiums every year by you being under them and they being compensated by the insurance company. It's the same model in the cloud reselling space. So a cloud reseller gets a commission for you being under him, and because of that, he's very much incentivized to get you signed under him. But we all know that if a reseller would approach you and tell you, hey, we can optimize your cloud spend by doing a technical audit, you will think, why would I let this guy who I don't know touch my most delicate and precious architecture that runs my entire startup? So because of that, they have special offers that incentivize you to sign under them that are not being publicly mentioned because no one has an incentive to publicly mention them. And these things are the commercial offers. So let's start with probably the biggest thing you haven't heard of before, which is bulk group buying of cloud and passing the savings to you without commitments. So what is that in actuality? What this thing actually means is that an AWS reseller can buy a lot of cloud in bulk, and after they'll do that, they'll go and do the committing thing I told you, and they will get a 20 to 40% discount by buying a lot of cloud in bulk from, let's say, AWS. Because of that, what I can do is go to a AWS user like you and tell him, hey, we want you to be our client, and in exchange what we'll do is we'll give you 20% discount on your cloud bill, and they can do it because they buy in bulk and they have the margin by committing for cloud spend that they resell in a discount. What it means is that you can go to a reseller, you can keep your environment as is and not change anything about it, and in exchange you can get a 20% discount on your cloud bill without doing anything. So without taking your engineers to do technical audits and stuff like that, you can just get a 20% discount. So this is something you should be aware of, and it's one of the strongest things you can get from AWS resellers. Another thing you can get, which is very, very big, is let's say you're on AWS and your credits are done, and now you want to get $350,000 of credits from GCP. So if you go on your own, you might try to apply and you might get it. I don't know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think usually, unless you are a really strong startup that can show that your spend is going to grow, you will probably not get additional discounts and credits. But if you go for a reseller, because he has existing relationship with GCP and he knows how to package the deal better than you can because he's doing that on a recurring basis, he can come and he can get you those $350,000 of cloud credits, and he can give you a discount on your cloud bill after that by going direct through them. So here is another massive thing if you want to migrate or add another workload of GCP when you're on AWS, and in reverse, of course, it's the same thing. You can get those credits much easier and much more likely to get them by going for a GCP reseller on AWS reseller. Another massive thing that is like really exclusive and it's not being done by all of the resellers is that if you're running on AWS, some AWS partners can get massive amounts of fundings, starting from 15,000 up to, I've seen like close to $1 million in fundings. They can get those fundings to implement AI projects in your environment. So let's say you're an AWS user and you spend $5,000 per month on your AWS bill, and you already want to implement AI in your business. You want to do some AI project, and let's say you're an AI startup and you want to continue shipping your product and add a new project or new thing that is agentic related to AI. You can go to AWS with AI agentic certifications, and they can go to AWS and get just basically funding for free work done on your environment. So they can get like $500,000 if you're really qualified, and just build a massive AI project worth $500,000 on your environment. And you get two things. One, your engineers are not being tied to that specific project, so you have more working hands. And two, you're not paying for it, so you have more runway. You just get free fundings from AWS because they want to keep you locked in their environment and not move to GCP. So this is another massive thing you can just get by going for a reseller who will get you that funding. Another massive thing, and this is specifically for companies that are using multi-cloud environments and they spend a lot of money per month on their cloud bill, and it's really hurting their cash flow. So you can go to a multi-cloud reseller who works with Azure, AWS, and GCP, and they can basically take your invoice and consolidate it to one invoice. And instead of you paying directly at the first of the month $50,000 on AWS and $20,000 on GCP and $30,000 on Azure, they can consolidate that entire bill, obviously give you a discount like I mentioned before, and most importantly, they can give you a net 90 payment terms. So instead of you paying today, you pay 90 days. So this is a massive extension of your working capital, and it's a great way to increase your runway actually, because you need to pay in 3 months. You don't pay today. It's basically like a buy now, pay later model that is not being advertised because no one wants to tell you that stuff up front. They want to get you on the call, offer you the stuff they want to sell, which is technical audits and the shit you don't even care about. And only when they see you're not going to flinch and you're not going to buy that stuff because you don't care about it, then they offer you all of those sexy offers of better payment terms and fundings and stuff like that, because that's the stuff that actually makes you close. So because I'm not affiliated with any specific partners, I have a network of different partners I work with, and I'm not like a part of the partner program, and I work with the hyperscalers and I have a relationship with them. Because I'm like a third party, I can tell you all of that stuff up front, and you don't need to believe me. You can just go on a reseller call and you will find out that this stuff is truth, but there is a caveat. Not all of the AWS and GCP resellers are the same. So if you want to go and find a right fit partner, you need to look for a partner who has the right certification and the right site. So as I said, for the AI projects, they need to have the AI agentic certification on AWS. And if you are on GCP and AWS and you want to find a partner with a lot of working capital who can get you those discounts and fundings and all of that stuff, look for partners who have the advanced tier certification in their website, advanced tier services certification. That usually means that they are more likely to be a serious company, and they can actually get you those, pass you down those savings. And basically just go to the mid-sized ones, not the massive enterprise companies. They usually don't really play with that stuff because they get a lot of referrals from AWS and GCP, so they are not as aggressive on their client acquisition. And not the small ones, because they can't get you shit. They can't do anything. They are like DevOps consultants. But the mid-sized one, the companies with 100, 200 employees that are really hungry for growth, they will get you all of those crazy stuff because they really want you to sign under them. So this is the massive gap in the industry right now, that people are not being advertised and that people don't really know about. And it's probably the easiest way to reduce your cloud bill without getting a crazy engineer team to do DevOps work on your environment. So right now you have two options. You can research yourself the best fit reseller for you, and you will find it. It's just going to take you a lot of time, and you will need to hop on calls and find someone who actually can get you that stuff. Another great way is just go to my website. I have a website called cloudcredits.co. You fill a questionnaire that is going to take you probably 60 seconds to fill. And after you're done finishing that questionnaire, I will route you in my network of partners to the best fit partner for your specific situation. So let's say you are on AWS, you are spending $30,000 per month on your bill, and you received X funding, and you are in a very specific situation. I already know what partner is going to get you the best stuff possible, and I'm going to route you to that partner. So it's a great way, and I don't charge anything from that. I'm getting compensated by the cloud reseller, and let me tell you a secret. I only work with the mid-sized ones I advertise to you because they get the best stuff for their clients, so it's easiest for me to generate leads for them, and they are the most aggressive on acquisition, so they pay me the most. The stuff I told you is true. You can verify it yourself. Just go on a call with a small one, a mid one, and a big one, and you'll see the difference yourself. But if you want to save your time, go to my link. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's going to save you a lot of time. So I hope you got value from this video. And if you have any questions, you can also reach out directly on the website. I have my email there. You can send me an email with any questions, or on LinkedIn. Reach out on LinkedIn. And you can also leave a comment on this video. I'm going to answer everything, and I've seen what companies get and what they don't get from resellers. So yeah, if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out. And if you want to get matched with a reseller who will save you a lot of money without you doing anything or paying for anything, you can go for my website or try to find a reseller on your own. So I hope you got value from this video, and I'll see you soon.